first wanted to get started out, so Hassan Abuali goes down with an ankle injury. Is there any timeline on how long he might be out for with the injury?
Yes, 6 weeks.
Is there any specifics about the injury? Is it like a broken sprain or anything specific about it?
Yeah, he has a fracture on the, I don't remember the word, but he has a kind of a mini fracture, so that's why it's going to be long like this.
How difficult is that for you to see? You kind of touched upon it after the game on Saturday, but he just gets here, he's starting to get in a groove, and he's out for 6 weeks. How difficult, aside from just the gameplay, for you to see that as a person and not be able to play?
Actually, I'm like, you know the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know when there is a lot of wind and there is tornado, so it's moving like this, but inside we stay strong. So this is the way I am at this moment with my players. Listen, like I told you after the game, this is a weird season, not because of the result, because of all the injury that we have. Obviously, we try to analyze and to see what we could have done better. But to be honest with you, when I see the injury of Rudy, we can do anything. We cannot do anything. It can happen. After that, also we have Darlington. Also, he had an issue on the ribs for many games. After that, Sean twice. Try to think what we could have done better, but this is also a situation that it happens. We're also with the national team. And we have more. Today he's doing his surgery, so he's going to be out also. And we have Mr. Wissam and Diego. So we have 5 potential players, starter, that they are out. So again, this is new for me. I see this is not easy. I will not lie. But at the same time, this is something that I take the challenge. And this is also the idea with the players. And we're going to have a competitive team, a good team to face Chicago. This is the most important. But it's true that when you prepare a team, everybody knows, and I respect all the players in my team. But they know also their role. And obviously, when we have many players that we know that they are starters out, the last few games, this is not easy, but this is the reality, and the idea is to get stronger and also to have a good energy and focus on the task, and this is what we're going to do.
You said Sean or Mo would be needing surgery.
Mo is doing his surgery right now.
When did you learn that he would be needing surgery? I know that he's been day-to-day for quite a while. When did you?
2 days ago.
What was the surgery? What is the surgery?
Pubis.
Just, you've talked about the injuries. Is it frustrating for you that it's not pulled, not a lot of pull like muscles? It's not like something you can look at the fitness and be like, oh, maybe something's not right there. It's rib injuries, pelvic ankle. How much more frustrating does that make it that there's not much you can do about it?
It's not about frustration, because again, this is when we analyze certain things and the way my player works, they work really well. So again, it happens. For sure, we're going to analyze at the end of the year again and again what we can do better. But honestly, trust me that we dig a lot to see. But yeah, we faced a lot of adversity, and I knew that with this team we can compete, and we still can compete. And I knew that the only way that it could be a bit more difficult, I would say, is if we have an injury player. And knowing that we played many games last year, but to be honest with you, the injury that we have, there is no correlation between the game, the amount of game that we played last year. This is a situation that happens, and for sure, this is not the good moment. But let's do it.
I know, Rudy, you've been training with the team. What have you seen from him? Just
Who?
Rudy. I know he's been able to train with the team. What have you just seen from him during those few trainings, and do you think he's making strides forward?
He trained the same way when he did it in the past, but he has to stop. So for the moment, he's been confident. He doesn't have seems to be good. But again, we usually we celebrate when we have a player that we try to congratulate him. When we have a player who is out for a long time. Yesterday, I asked Rudy to do it, and he said, "No, let's wait next week." So this is a bit the situation. So again, I'm not pessimistic. This is just a fact regarding what happened. And the way I am as a person, I don't complain about this because I need to move on. I need to find solution, and I found already solution. So, but this is just. I was talking with Diego. Obviously, Diego wants to be ready for the next game, but he won't be ready for the next game because this is a fact. Obviously, Wissam was emotional. Was really emotional when he knew that he couldn't play anymore. So because, as you saw, he did good stuff, and also the connection with the team is so important. And the more first time also that he has an injury like this, he's emotional also, not in the same way as Wissam. Wissam was in tears, but Mo was upset because he has obviously a lot of things that we miss him, and with the club, but also with the national team, with also everything is new. So all those players start to understand the young player. I mean, what does it mean to be a professional player? What does it mean? Why this is so difficult to be consistent? Because sometimes you can control a lot of things on the pitch, but off the pitch you have to do certain things. And I'm not saying that I don't do it. This is the first time in my life that I have a group that they work really, really well. Nothing to say. But this is the first time in my life that I have also a lot of injury like this. So that's why football sometimes it's a bit crazy. But this is like life. Sometimes this is the way it is. I'm going to give you an answer. My assistant coach, Kwame Ampadu, when we have an appointment, he likes to arrive 20 minutes or 15 minutes before. There is a competition between you and Dame and Kwame Ampadu to who is going to come early. And the last appointment that we had here during game day, Kwame was not here. And me, I don't like to come at 20 minutes before. I like to come on time. So what I do, I check all the time ways. And with Kwame, where I live with Kwame and myself, this is close. So me, I arrive on point because I check ways and I arrive on point. But Kwame was late. And he decided to leave like he usually do, 20 minutes before. So I told him that you left too early. So that's why now you are late. So my point is, you cannot control everything. He's all the time on point, but this time he was late because he had an accident and he didn't control that. So my point is, I try to focus on what I can control. We try to give everything to the players. We try to learn a lot of things also as a coach, as a staff, to see what we can do better. But to be honest, on this one, wow, this is not easy. So that's why, new for me, new for my staff. Good challenge. I love it. Ready for Chicago, and we'll see.
And also, amidst it all, you have Taha, who obviously it's not an injury, but he gets the chance to go play at the World Cup. But leaves you guys with another gap, especially up front, where you guys just lost two players. So how is that going to look that timeline for you? And how much will you be relying on Daniel, who he started to find a little momentum playing with Bouli and Diego Rossi?
There is not only Daniel, there is also other player. So that is another point that I had a discussion with the head coach of the national team. The club, obviously, discussed with them because we knew that we needed that. But at the same time, there is also the World Cup U20, important also for the country, important also for Taha. But this is a bit the big decision that we have to take. So we wanted him to stay here. But it was not possible. So that's why he left, and I hope that is going to be good. But at the same time, he didn't play a lot because he had also a little pain, somewhere. So that's why this is a bit like I said, another challenge that we're gonna face, and after that, Daniel or the other players are gonna have to step up, like they usually do. So this is the objective.
Thank you.
Just so that I understand correctly, the club didn't want Taha to leave, and you had a conversation with the U20 coach?
Yeah, like usually we did it. We did the same thing with Olympic Games with Schulte last year.
Oh, okay.
To find an arrangement to find something that we can do. Yes, we could have said no, it doesn't go. After that, we had enough players, we thought, but now this is a bit difficult. But now, yeah, this is the situation.
And thank you for that. You said you've not faced this before as a head coach in terms of the injury list. What's it requiring of you in terms of new lessons to be learned as an individual and as a head coach?
For me, I was reading something maybe 2 years ago, the surfer mentality.
Surfer mentality.
Yeah. What does it mean for me? It means that, the surfer, the way I'm not a surfer. But I like the mentality of those guys because they go on the water. They don't stay out. They are in the arena. And they know that a wave will come. And more wave will come. And the idea is to take the good wave. And they have the choice to decide if they're going to take this one or another one. Knowing that when they're going to take the wave, at the same time, they're going to be crushed. They're going to fail. And they're going to be crushed by the wave that they're going to be in. You understand what I mean? But at the same time, when they take the wave and they enjoy the present moment, because they have the wave, there is fulfillment, at peace with everything, knowing that they're going to fail. And after that, when they go down, they try to wait for the next wave to go again. Resiliency, and again, and again. So patience, resiliency, desire to compete, and joy. This is what I try to do. This is the only way that I can do it. And for me, this is the mindset that I give to my team that, yeah, okay, last week, or when we played after the game of Toronto, for sure, guys, it's totally normal. I've been a player. That you can ask yourself, wow, how are we going to do it? Because we have important players. This is a fact, that they are out. But I told them that now the little voice that behind slapped it. And again, now we need to be more stronger. We need to believe more, knowing that it doesn't change my narrative, because I told them since the beginning that any kind of adversity that we're going to face when I'm going to be here, we're going to try to embrace it and we're going to try to find solution. So I don't have to change my narrative because my narrative was there already. So I think this is powerful, and I think that yesterday the practice has been amazing, and the mindset of the guy is spot on. So I try to learn like this, and again, yes, I didn't sleep, as you know me a bit now. But this is new experience for me, and this is good in a certain way to live it. But I would have preferred the opposite. But this is the way it is.
When we entered the season with the roster changes being what they were in the off season, you and your general manager Lisa Tall reinforced the fact that you had a lot of faith in your roster that you entered the season with.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that if you and your team had not been as successful and had fulfilled that faith that you guys had in that roster, right now you could be a 13 or 14 seed, out of the playoff picture, and losing a considerable chunk of your payroll to injury. And this conversation is kind of like, can we just get this over with? But it's not. It's been a great performance to get you to this point and still be in the conversation.
Yeah, and again, we talk every day with Issa regarding how we can improve the roster and so on. So, but again, we know that injury can happen, but it's rare to have injury with starters like this, at the same time. So, but if we put those players, I'm really happy, really happy with the roster that we have, because every positions are double. So no issue. And we have one player or two players who can play 3 or 4 positions. Example, Diego can play many positions. We have the wing backs, they can play on the left, on the right. But yeah, we got a strike by this. And again, it's part of our job. I know that it can happen. Like I told you before, when I signed to become a head coach, I knew that I can be fired. It's part of the job. So again, that's why we try to analyze. So that's why I'm happy about what we've done before. A bit frustrating because when I told you that I watched all the goals that we conceded. I was almost dying, and also all the goals that we missed, I died. So it could have been different, but with the could have, should have, and all these kind of things, we can do better. But it's a bit of frustration on this case because this is the reality. But again, New York City, we were winning and we didn't win. This is on us. Simple as that. So we can complain about certain things, but at the end of the day, also it's because we didn't do good things at the good moment.
You in the past have expressed a certain amount of concern about the surface at Soldier Field. They've already had a couple of NFL games this season, and now you're going up there on Saturday. Does it change anything in terms of your tactical approach to this game?
Yes and no. Because it's going to depend about really the quality of the pitch. But the good thing is Chicago is a team who likes to play too. So they need also kind of a good pitch. I watched all the 5 games of Chicago. Obviously, the pitch was wow. But this is the way it is. So I hope that this time, on the first goal that we conceded, the little pitch of the grass will be on our favor now. But yeah, we're gonna have to adjust if we need to adjust during the game. But the way we want to play doesn't change. But few details maybe is gonna be addressed. So we'll see.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know you'd probably love to be talking tactical stuff with your team. Do you feel like you almost have to play therapist as a head coach? I would think almost 80% of your job right now is just keeping positive folk. You know what I mean? It's funny, but it's not at the same time.
No, it's me also. I am like this. And this is part of the job. You know, when I started to, I think I told you that before, when I signed here on my first press conference, before I became a coach, I was thinking that I have to be good tactically. And I will do the job. But no, this is not the case. I work with human beings first. So it's not about technique. Technique is really important, don't get me wrong. I have to bring clarity. If this is not clear, the way we want to play, how we want to do it, the how is so important. It has to be clear. Because when it's clear for them, it's going to help us to achieve and to find for the flow. You know, the flow that is difficult to find. But at the same time, yes, I have also to help the human being because we all have concern, you know. So today it's raining. I don't like that. So my brain is a bit shaky, but I'm gonna have to adjust, and this is part of the life. So that's why for me, yes, this is not a secret. But I think that nowadays this is so important to be also good, to find the trigger, to help the human being behind the player to be good on the pitch. And for me, this is so important because if we are not able to help or to do it, we don't maximize our chance to perform. And for me, this is so complex. You know, the brain is so complex. Then obviously, this is a really big focus on for me because I like to read and to dig into it. But sometimes there are certain things that you cannot explain. Do you know that I read something recently that the 3 best score points in NBA, you know, the player who scored the most points in NBA, LeBron James, if I'm not mistaken, Kobe Bryant, if I'm not mistaken, and Michael Jordan, if I'm not mistaken. They had more fails than other players. That's why they become also really good scorer because they miss more shots than they score. But what I like about those guys is they were brave. And when it was the moment to show up, they did show up. But without this kind of miss, without the sometimes because I am a fan of basketball, sometimes I overdo certain things, but because they are so confident that they know that they're going to score at the good moments. So how we can explain that? So this is because there is also many things that they understood that at the end of the day, we are not looking for happiness. Because happiness, when there is happiness, there is a sadness. When there is a joy, there is also, we don't feel good. So I try to teach my players to be at peace with what they try to do. And if they are at peace, at least they know that they can succeed, but they know that also that they can have new experiences, failure. So that's why for me, I try to find the balance to help them and to balance with that. But this is so difficult. So that's why for me, I love that. And this is something that there is no data for that. There is feeling, there is intention. But yeah, that's why I love my job.